So this week's episode, we watched Just Eat It, a food waste documentary, and it was alarming to say the least for me. Um, very
I either
eye-opening.
watched it a long time ago
Mhm.
or I watched something similar to it
Yeah, there's tons of
because
similar
it seemed
ones.
very familiar to me
Yeah.
when I was watching it. So I think I might have already watched it in the past, like years ago.
Well, I know me personally, I am very bad with food waste. I go grocery shopping once a week, and honestly, regardless of if my vegetables have gone bad or not, I just replace them every week and I will throw out the old ones, even though I know that they're fine, just because like I get really paranoid about it. Um, and I watched this documentary and I had a salad in my fridge that I had brought for lunch the day before and not eaten. And I watched this and then I went, shit, I should really eat that salad.
Yeah.
I made the salad because I was like, oh, I feel bad because my plan was to throw that out.
Yeah. We're pretty bad. We have a lot of food waste, but it's just because like I'll buy vegetables and we don't use them in time. Um, and I really need to, like when I was doing the mail order, kits, it
Hmm.
really helped with that because they would send exactly how much we needed, and then everything was planned out. So I wish that even though I'm doing keto now, I would plan it out so I would have exactly what I need instead of just like, oh yeah, I may make something with this, I may make something with that, and then I don't, and then it gets thrown out. So
Yeah, I buy vegetables like that way too. And I've started just being like, okay, you only need these specific things. And then I buy those specific things, and I still don't eat them.
mm-hmm.
Then I just had to throw out like all of my condiments and everything like a month ago because my fridge went out. And I was just like, I don't know if these are good or not. So I'm just going to throw everything that was in my fridge, freezer, all of it out just to be safe.
Yeah, it definitely helps me. I went and got some groceries this morning after I took Sunny to school. And normally I don't ever go to the grocery store and spend less than like $100 to $150. Usually a lot more than that. And I only spent $62 because I was like, I'm only getting things that I know will be eaten. And that
And
was all
this
that I got.
this documentary was crazy too because they did this. So what they did was they survived this couple survived on only what's classified as food waste for 6 months, and they tracked everything that they found either in dumpsters, got from friends, or got from the grocery store that was like about to be thrown out as food waste. And I think they said that they spent less than like $200, and they're like food total was like $20,000 in value. And I was just
Yeah.
like, I
I
can't
want
believe
to
it.
do that.
Yeah.
I
But
want to do
then,
that just to cut out because we spend a good $200 to $300 a week on groceries. So like
yeah.
that doesn't include if we go out to eat or anything. And so it's like I would love to do that because I need to save money.
I mean, as long as you're fine with dumpster diving, they did most of their they could found most of their food in dumpsters, which
Yeah.
there was something super sad. It reminded me of when it was winter in Texas, the dumpsters with the locks on them for this
Yeah.
exact reason. The grocery
Why do you
stores don't want
care?
to. It's because it's technically their profit. And it's like it doesn't matter. Like,
It's just gonna go to the
so
landfill.
yeah. And that's what happened in Texas.
Oh
Somebody
my god.
posted a
I didn't know my sound was on. I'm sorry.
That's fine. Somebody posted a picture of like an overfilled dumpster full of meat that they had just put in there because all of their freezers were broken because their power was off. And somebody posted a picture of it and they were like, "Hey, this is still cold. It just went in here. If you need meat, come and get this." And then within 30 minutes, there were police cars surrounding it to make sure that people didn't take the meat that was going to be thrown out as being bad and not be able to use, instead of giving it to like the people who were hungry. Um,
Or I mean, if they're gonna just throw that, like especially meats, like give it to like even a humane society for their animals
yeah, I
because they
think
could
I
eat
think
meat.
the reason that they throw it out is actually just profit. So if they donate it, they don't make as much as if they just say it's a loss.
Yeah, well, they still can count it as a loss and just say, hey, we just threw all this out in the dumpster. Come get it.
It's also easier to just throw it out in the dumpster
My
and then lock
grandpa,
it.
whenever I was growing up, my grandpa that passed away, um, I used to go with him dumpster diving to the grocery stores because he would
Yeah.
get like vegetables and things like that for his cows and the pigs. He would get all the stuff they would throw out there to give to them. Like we
They
did that
did have a guy
numerous
that did that in
times.
Vegas. That
Yeah.
part was hard to watch for me. They had a guy who like took all the food from like the buffets and things from Vegas and then he like put it together for his pigs and like it looked disgusting. Like I'm watching, I'm like, I don't want to be watching this. This is so gross, but like it's great that they're able to like do stuff with that waste instead of just throwing it in the landfill.
Yeah.
I don't I don't know if I could have done this. 6 months with just dumpster diving, like
I don't
they
know.
well, it's mostly because like they had no variety at certain points. They were like,
Yeah.
we have 87 boxes of this one thing, and that's the only thing we can eat, and
I
like
was
we're
so
rationing
jealous
eggs.
when he came in with all that chocolate. I was
Oh
like,
yeah.
oh, I want that so bad.
I like too when they were like, wait, is this recall? We should
Right. And they're
probably
looking up to make sure it hasn't been recalled.
and then it was even crazier that the reason that it was thrown out was because it didn't have the label in
The
French.
French.
So it was just
Like,
legally not allowed to be sold. And there was absolutely nothing wrong with it.
why don't you just give it away as a free gift? Everyone who makes a purchase gets a free chocolate bar.
Well, I think that one you can't do because it's illegal to be sold. So it also can't be given away just for
That's so
like
stupid.
the FDA is ridiculous. Um, but yeah, they survived off of found food for 6 months and like 2 months in, they're like, we want to give up. And it was like, listen, the only people stopping you from giving up are you. Like, you get it. You proved your point 1 month in, you proved your point a week in. Like,
Right.
and they were like, but they committed and they did it. And like, God bless them. I did like seeing the meals. That's also why I couldn't do this. Like they did a picture collage at the end of like all of the meals that they booked. So they're like, oh, people think that we're eating like sad food, and they're like putting these like gourmet looking meals up there. And I was like, yeah, if I could cook and like do nice presentation on my meals, maybe I could do something like this too. But like I'd literally just be like, okay, I guess it's just pasta in a bowl with some butter on it again.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, I don't
yeah,
know. I would like to be able to do it. I mean, obviously, with me eating low carb, that's going to limit me, because a lot of that was pastas and things like that get tossed out. Um, but man, the savings was just incredible.
I know. And then the one grocery store too was weird where they were like, hey, you're gonna throw these things out, right? And they're like, yeah. And we're like, can we buy them? And they're like, no, nope, you
Yeah,
can't. And it's like, but there's nothing wrong with them. Well, our store prides itself on having beautiful produce, and these aren't beautiful. And it's like, I don't care.
yeah,
And how we have so much food waste specifically because grocery stores need to look full. When he was at the farmer's market and the one farmer was talking about that lone like I don't know, some leafy vegetable. It was just one left. He goes, I won't sell this. He goes, there's nothing wrong with it. And I looked at it, it looked beautiful. Because I won't sell it because it's the only one here. If there was other ones in there with it, they would sell. But because there's only one, people are like, oh, well, what's wrong with that one? And it's like, well, people just didn't buy it. So, and it's absolutely true when you look and you're like, oh, there's not many of this. Like, it must not be good or something. You're just like, so that's
instead of
why.
thinking there's not many, maybe it's because everybody bought it because they
Yeah.
do like it.
So now grocery stores have to be over full and then we buy too much. I think they said 40% or 60% of all food waste is from households, which I really thought it would have been more corporations. And it kind of does suck that it's us.
Yeah,
For
yeah,
once,
we're the
we are
ones
the
doing it.
problem as individuals instead of the corporations like usual.
Yeah, it's reality.
I know. So I'm definitely more conscious about what I'm buying. I've been trying to use the things in my pantry instead of throwing them out. Actually eating my leftovers when I go out to eat instead of just letting them rot in my fridge for a
I
week and then
did. We
throwing them
went
out.
out Tuesday night. This is what, Thursday? And so, or Tuesday kind of afternoon. And I ate my leftovers for dinner that night and then ate the leftovers the next day for lunch and finished all my leftovers.
Nice.
Yeah, but it was
I
before I watched this. But I mean, I still just did that
yeah,
because, well, and
you
because I
knew.
hadn't went grocery shopping since we went on vacation. I've literally just been laying in bed since we got back. Like I've done nothing else. This morning I went
You
and picked up the groceries and I went to the gym and I was pissed while I was at the gym because I did not want to be there. But I was like, no, I've literally just been laying in bed for almost a week. Like I've got to get up and do something. My laundry's piled up. My house is a disaster. And I'm just like, I don't want to do anything but lay in bed. I don't want to do anything else. I'm so tired.
did too much on
So
vacation.
I guess so. So I forced myself to do those things this morning and then I came home and took a nap.
Yeah, I mean you gotta.
That's why I
I
look wonderful today because I've just been to the gym and slept. That's what I've done.
I mean you did more than I did. I just got up and I showered and now I'm here. But I
Yeah, but
also
you're going to
worked
work.
really late.
I did do a little bit of work this week. So I joined a site where you do freelance work,
Mm-hmm.
and someone actually hired me to do something.
Really?
I know, like I have no history on it or anything, but they hired me, and in about 2 hours of work, I made like $70. So
Wow. Doing what?
I was just reviewing a training video and telling them what was wrong with it, like what
Oh,
errors I found with it, and
that sounds nice.
it was shit. Like they did a terrible job. I'm like, whoever made this clearly didn't even go through it when they were done because two modules don't even work at the end. Like that you can't even get like out of it. And then the final assessment, the answers, one of them, it gives you four different answers that you can, and they're like it's got multiple things on each one, but they didn't change them, so it's the exact same. So I had to retake the assessment over and over to figure out which one it was that they wanted you to pick, but they all had the exact same answer.
Oh
I'm
my
like, like it was so bad.
That
I,
sucks.
yeah, but they gave
But
me
I
five
mean,
stars, so
yeah, well, good. Now you
it's
can get it.
70 bucks,
Hopefully they'll give
about
you
two
another
hours.
70 bucks to, yeah, review it again
Yeah. And I was
later.
like, but I mean, I could just do this on the side, just for extra money. So,
Yeah, I was gonna say this from the sounds of it, like I kind of want to do that on the side for extra
yeah.
money.
Yes. Apparently, it's kind of hard to get hired on there. But I was like, I mean, I started and within a day I got hired to do something from what I read like on Reddit and stuff. They're like, oh my God, nobody will ever
Hmm.
hire you. I mean, I got hired.
I know I did a couple like survey websites, and I know I had trouble because it was like you have to be the specific demographic, and if you're not the specific demographic, you're not going to get hired. Um, and so I just like signed up and I never like got to do anything, and it was like, okay, well, this sucks, but
Yeah.
what are you gonna do?
Yeah. But no, I did that. So that's really all the only productive thing I've done this week. But I mean, it was $70 for about 2 hours work. So I can't
Yeah,
complain.
that's not
It
bad.
wasn't even work. Like I literally laid in bed while I did it, just watching the training video and taking notes and taking the assessment for them.
I was gonna say so it sounds like it was work because it was
It's
such a
because they're
nightmare to
stupid. I'm
do.
just like, why is everyone so incompetent?
Yeah,
Like whoever made this, all they had to do was go through it.
yeah.
Like, and then it was like a food safety training video. So then on one module, it tells them you got to keep food at least 6 feet off the ground, and the next one says the correct, which is 6 inches up off the ground. And I was like, those don't even. They're the other one says 6 feet. This one says 6 inches. That's a huge difference. Like y'all should fix that. I'm just like,
Oh my God.
it was pretty bad.
That sounds pretty bad. I would want to know their company and I would never want to like buy things from there.
All right. I don't know what the company was. It never said. It was just like a food safety video for restaurants.
The government food safety official training video.
Yeah. Yeah, it didn't say like an actual name or anything, which I wouldn't say it on here anyways,
Yeah.
but it didn't say one, but I'm like, I don't know who made this shit, but I think my child could do a better job.
I mean, probably. I'm always alarmed at like very simple things that people are just like they don't understand with stuff like that. And it's so interesting to see like the gaps and just like what your skill set is. You don't know them until you like find one of those things where you're
It
like,
did, because I watched that before I watched this food video.
mhm,
And they're like, be sure that, food becomes possibly contaminated if it's been in the danger zone, or it's been like if you cook meat or something and you leave it out for 2 hours, you're supposed to discard of it because within
okay.
4 hours the bacteria is growing or something. And then there was stuff like, don't let, how to not let meat thaw and stuff like that. So I was thinking about, well, if meat is in the dumpster, you don't know how long it's been there.
Yeah.
So is it safe?
Well, that's why they did like I know one part in the video they found like a whole bunch of granola, like, and it was just like a giant garbage bag of granola, but it was open. And at first I was like, why aren't they taking any of that granola? It's really good. And then I'm like, oh, well, the top layer it is exposed. And I was like, well, why not layer? I was like, oh, but you don't know if there's like moisture in there or anything. It's like
Yeah.
really none of that is good because it's not in any type of sealed packaging.
Yeah.
Um, so that would be my concerns, like looking, and then they had too many of certain things, like when they had 87 cartons of eggs, like
Yeah, like I would probably boil a ton of eggs, because that way they're already boiled, and won't they last longer that way?
um
They could definitely make pickled eggs.
yeah, I'm not sure with eggs. I don't really eat that many, so
You know
I
what they
don't
could do?
know.
They could have made like quiches and stuck them
Yeah,
in the freezer.
that's true too.
That would have been good.
But
I
they didn't
love
have a
that.
lot of freezer space because they kept like finding things. And that's I think that they were a little bit wasteful too, just in like the amount of things that they took. Like, do you
Well,
really
Lynn,
think
what
people are
I
going to
think
eat
they
that
should have
much?
done is like when they got all of those eggs, they should have kept what they would eat and then take the rest to like a local homeless shelter or something.
Yeah.
Like when they were getting so much more than what they would need. Like that's what I
Yeah.
would have done. I would have went and donated it.
I know some of the places, like I know in this they said that like you can donate to anywhere and it's totally fine. But that was Canada, and I think the US might be a little bit stricter with that because I
Yeah.
feel like you can't just donate anything that you have. Like I think there's rules and like it can't be expired, so it's possible those eggs were expired, but like we all know eggs are good for like multiple weeks. You just have to like put them in the cup of water, and if it I think it sinks, it's good, and if it floats, it's bad, or the opposite. But I
Yeah.
mean, it's a very easy way to test it. But I don't know about the United States with like if you're allowed to donate things. But I mean, there's still something that they could have done, like given it to friends, or like, hey, we have a
Well, they did have
million
the one
cartons of
friend
eggs.
come and like grocery shop from their
Yeah,
stuff. That was cool.
yeah,
Like
like
that's
that's
what I
what
would
they.
probably do. I'd probably be doing that with everybody.
Yeah, because I can see where like me and my hoarder personality, I would also have taken everything that I cooked. You're like, well, screw it, I can use this whenever. But then you get home and you're like, why do I have 50 boxes of pasta? I don't need 50 boxes of pasta.
I did learn about the, like the Best Buy dates.
Yeah,
Like I had heard in the past about something about that, but like I always, if it's past that, I throw it out. Like I
yeah,
just go, but and apparently that's not the case. That's just when it's the best quality.
yeah,
Doesn't mean that it's bad for you or anything after that date. I was like, that's
yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, it's very confusing because they have the sell by and the best by, and the sell by is just when the grocery store has to sell by, but it's still good until after. But a lot of things will just have a sell by date and they won't have a best by date, and you're just like, so I just have to guess? Like, don't make me
Yeah.
guess. Just put when it's good until, and don't make it so difficult.
Yeah. So yeah, I liked it. It's an older video, isn't it? Wasn't it from
I'm sure.
2013, I think, or something, or
Yeah,
17? I don't
I'm sure
know.
it's older.
It was pretty old, but it was a good watch. And I feel like I said, I feel like I've already watched it before, or one that was very similar to it.
Yeah, I
But
do
it's like a
too.
good reminder. Like it's something I should watch at least once a year, just to remind me
Yeah.
to quit wasting so much. Because, like I said, it saved me probably at least $100 today. Because I was just like, I'm not buying anything for one, I really can't afford it. And for two, especially if I'm just going to throw it away, for two, like I'm only buying what I know we will eat in the next couple days. And that's it. I'm not buying anything else.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that part of it where you're just like, okay, let me take an inventory of the things that I have and I'm going to, and now I check before I go to the grocery store to like see what I have. Cause I'm notorious for like,
I wish I would keep a spreadsheet of what we have.
I tried and I can't keep up with it. There was an app and it's called like the pantry app.
Yeah.
And it just like, it wasn't as user friendly as I wanted it to be. Where like, I wanted to literally just be able to put like, these are the things in my fridge and have it like separate it for me. And like, it knows, it just wouldn't
I'm going to make me a spreadsheet. I'm going to do it. I love spreadsheets.
Yeah.
I'm going to do that.
And say if you make it into an app, you let me know, I'll subscribe.
Yeah, and like
that's
just alphabetical order, then you can just scroll to find exactly, you know, what it is. And
well, alphabetical or like by type. You're like, okay, this is a sauce, this is a spice, this is, you know, because that's what I tried to do. I did try to do a spreadsheet, but I just like would not keep it updated. And then it's just me trying to remember if I have something at home. And then I'm like, I don't think I do. So I just buy another one. So now I have 2 things of sunflower butter. And then I found out I don't even like sunflower butter. And like, it was like, cool, this is fine. And I used one of them to make energy balls, like little protein energy balls. And specifically the sunflower butter made them, I didn't like the taste. And I was like, shoot, I thought that it would have like mixed in better, but I did end up throwing them out because I was like, I absolutely will not eat these because I just cannot get over the taste of the sunflower butter. So now I'm like, okay, only cashew butter from here on out.
Yeah. But yeah, if you've never watched it, it's called Just Eat It. And it was on Hulu. Is that where you watched it?
Yes.
Yeah, Hulu. I definitely think it's like an eye opener and that everyone should watch it.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a good one.
Yeah, definitely watch it. Look at your food and stop being so wasteful. I know I'm going to. All right. Have a good day, everyone. Bye.
Bye. Okay. We'll get to see the real me.
Shocking. I mean, it's a good look for this one. Yeah.
Yeah. I figure I'll have a dumpster background and I'll look like trash to go with it. So it works.
I went the opposite and I went, fuck it. I'm going to put on all the makeup today.